According to the court documents, Isaiah was carrying a weapon on the night of Takeoff, and he supposedly had a strong connection to Jay Prince Jr., and he's believed to be associated with mob ties as well.
Yeah, he's associated with him, but we know for a fact what's really going on. We gonna put all the BS aside. We know for a fact that everybody looked at Lil Cam as if he was the main one that basically went up in there and basically initiated everything. No, Jay Prince Jr. walked over Takeoff while he was laying there. We know for a fact that the Migo bands, feds, like, they already captured everybody who had something to do with it. And for them to even try to get a bond, we know for a fact that that's not what you do, because all evidence point towards the people who was there. That's why the feds questioned GDs that came in, who basically revealed everything that happened with Quavo. Offset was the main one who sent HPD the whole press, like everything that happened that night. Like, I want y'all to really look at this, man. Lil Cam right hand man was the main one. He was in good condition when he was in there. As soon as he left out, he couldn't even really function right. Y'all gotta really pay attention to this, because they exposed everybody who was there. And we know for a fact that, boy, it was a fight before Takeoff and them even blew back. We all gotta really pay attention to what's going on. And if you're new to the channel, man, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. If you rockin' with Takeoff, man, show me that energy, man, and hit the like button. At the end of the day, we know for a fact that Cardi B, she called Jay Prince Sr. She wanted that man to leave from where he was and come all the way out there. Now listen, she made it to where she FaceTime Offset and told Offset, go ahead and hit up Jay Prince Sr. so he can basically come out here and clear everything up with the Crips. That's something bad. Like, when something like that happened, in all actual reality, a person wouldn't want to go to nobody else's state and have to go through no type of problems. At the end of the day, we know for a fact Takeoff got sent up in a state that wasn't his. He didn't live out there, but he got sent up. And if don't nobody know what got sent up mean, that mean he passed away. Like, at the end of the day, man.
Well, it was claimed that Offset once asked him to go to Los Angeles to protect Cardi B after she received threats from the Crips.
Yeah, and by her receiving them threats, it went to show, like, basically that she wasn't safe. She felt uncomfortable being out there.
But then Cardi B actually said that it was quote-unquote fairy tales that was being said, and that never happened.
Yeah, so that goes to show one thing. We know for a fact that Lil Cam is the reason why Takeoff even in the spot that he's at. People place the blame on Migo bands. People say that it was a lot of people who could have basically grabbed it from Migo bands so that he couldn't have discharged it, because from what the ballistics showed, man, them boys pulled up real paperwork on him. They know for a fact the fingerprints that was on the weapon that was used, man. At the end of the day, we know for a fact that this ain't the first time that insults have been even thrown between Wack 100 and Jay Prince. Like, we know for a fact that Wack 100 had a lot to say about this. And we know that Wack 100 was the only one in LA when this happened. So we know for a fact that Sweetie, she looking at Quavo like, man, don't try to get back with me now. We know everybody that's involved in what happened with Takeoff. You gotta understand the relationship that Sweetie and Takeoff had. And we know for a fact that Cardi B know that mob ties, they're the main ones who real life sat there and drove Takeoff there. They was in 4 cars. They was 4 cars deep. And we all know for a fact of everything that's like the roles that was played in this. We need to look at everybody who really was there. We need to look at the people who basically had their hand in this, because we know for a fact it's a lot of people who know for a fact that Finesse 2 Times, he was the one that stole the money from Jay Prince Jr., which made Quavo even realize put the bag up. Quavo baby mama already said that QCP He revealed everybody that was there the night that Takeoff had this whole ordeal. And we know for a fact that Takeoff, he sent them goons in there to protect him. But you know how it was intercepted because Lil Cam ran up. They didn't know Lil Cam was even supposed to be there because he had the house arrest monitor on. We know for a fact that if you on house arrest, you cannot be out. Lil Cam wasn't supposed to be out at all. And J. Prince Sr. confirmed everything that happened. Migo Bands know for a fact that the feds is the main one looking at the fact that Duke the Jeweler, he was sent up the same way Takeoff was sent up, right after a dice game. So we all know for a fact that you can all place the blame on the person who was there who had to move on them. They said Migo Bands was the first one who fired.
Joshua Cameron Isaiah was arrested back in November and charged with unlawful possession of a weapon.
He was convicted for basically being there at the scene with Takeoff, and they said that he wasn't even the one that blew, but everybody else knew that it was DJ Pat and Migo Bands was the ones who initiated the whole thing of everything that went on.
It's people out here who want to take you out the game. And one thing that J. Prince Sr., he messed up on, he literally said out his mouth, and quote unquote, Lil Cam should have never been at that party. But at the same time, Takeoff should have never been with Quavo. What's really going on? And we know that the dice game, we know for a fact that the dice game that happened, it was two people. Quavo and Sweetie was in the black car and they security was in the white truck. I want y'all to really pay attention to what's going on because J. Prince Jr., he had a white shirt on, and from what they saying is he boxed them in. Like, at the end of the day, J. Prince Jr., he was the main one who came from off the side and walked around the garbage can. Once he walked around the garbage can, you instantly saw Quavo run to the car, try to hurry up and slam the door. Next thing you know, he instantly grabbed Quavo dreads out the window, man. Sweetie knew that Offset was the main one who basically had ties with J. Prince Jr. At the end of the day, we know for a fact that all of them checked in. If you go back and look at all the receipts, you can see for a fact that Sweetie told Quavo, you need to fall back from all this, man, or I'ma leave you. Oh girl, she already had FaceTime Quavo as soon as Takeoff walked out the bowling alley. Next thing you know, everybody stepped back, moved to the side. You see Lil Cam with the yellow hoodie on, with his bag on the side. Migo Bands, he instantly, he saw everybody who was around Takeoff. He instantly got the upping. Once he got the upping, it was over with because we already know for a fact that everybody who carried out mob ties, they know for a fact that everybody was indicted, and Finesse 2 Times already stated that they already snatched the chains, y'all. Like, at the end of the day, we know for a fact that a lot of these shows getting canceled. Everybody know for a fact that everybody who was paid in this, they going down, man. It's a RICO, and anytime it's a RICO, you know for a fact that it's people who real life finna get sent up or get locked up. Like, at the end of the day, man, we gotta really pay attention and open our eyes to what's really going on. Feds are stating that Cardi B forced a lot of people upon this path to basically speculating everything with this conjunction with Takeoff and Takeoff. Everything that happened when J. Prince Jr. stepped over his corpse, y'all know what that basically brought to the whole city of Houston. It made it show that he had no sympathy for the people who he was basically meeting up with, who was coming to his city for his protection. So I want to bring something to everybody's attention. Everybody looking at the fact that Lil Cam Shooter was the main one who was watching Takeoff 2 hours before the shooting even happened. I want everybody to pay attention closely to what Gilly and Wallow said. They stated a lot of things that's really gonna implement who set Takeoff up. RP Sweetie stated that everybody who was connected with the RICO and who had something to do with Takeoff getting sent up, Them was the ones who tried to FaceTime his BM and instantly try to cover everything up. I want to let y'all know, everybody have their own opinion and everybody believe what they want to believe. But at the end of the day, we know for a fact that Jazz Prince Jr., he was the ones that dropped him off at the end of the day. So we know for a fact that in conjunction to everything that happened, Sweetie is the one that's basically, she gave all the information and basically pressed the issue. We saw a real poor indicator that Mob Ties, J. Prince Sr., he didn't set it up. He didn't know this was finna happen. But at the end of the day, we know for a fact that there was too many of them who was supposed to be protecting the money. At the end of the day, Quavo and them paid. Like, they paid these people to protect them at their own risk. Like, at the end of the day, we know for a fact you can't put your trust in no man's hands. At the end of the day, we know this, but we can all, in actual reality, pay attention to the fact how Cardi B came out and said that the footage that they got, that they didn't put on TMZ, that's the footage that everybody is shocked about, because they see Lil Cam run in the bowling alley, then run out the bowling alley and walk up to Quavo and ask Quavo like, man, you see, this could have easily been avoided, man. Then next thing you know, Quavo, he answered, he pushed Lil Cam. This is where the beef almost escalated. Takeoff family, his sister, his mother, his cousin, his uncle, they the ones that's troubled the most behind this whole ordeal and this whole conjunction that basically conspired at Mob Ties event. I want y'all to really pay attention to this, because it's a lot of people who don't know. RIP Takeoff, man, before anything. I want y'all to really pay attention to this, because the news is coming out and everyone getting exposed right now. And I want to let y'all know on phone them, like, we know for a fact that Houston heating up. They can't go nowhere without people bringing up what's going on. Like, I want y'all to really look at this. And I know for a fact that everybody in QC, even Lil Baby, spoke out. He basically want to get down to the bottom of it. He want to know, soon after Takeoff gets sent up, why is the label getting sold? I wanted to let everybody know that things between the Migos, the immediate Migos, which is Offset, Quavo, and Takeoff, it wasn't that chill as people really thought it was, because it was some inside beef and Migo Lingo. If you really don't know who Migo Lingo is, this is Takeoff's blood brother. And I want you guys to know that he spoke out with multiple Twitter and Instagram posts, basically saying how the alliance between Quavo, Offset, and Takeoff, it wasn't all good. It wasn't goody two shoes like everybody thought. And we can all really open our eyes to the fact, even in y'all cliques, half of the guys out here in the street still, y'all know for a fact that it's snakes in your crew. It's snakes in the grass, and you got to chop the trees down in order even to get to them. He said that Quavo was basically faking the sadness. And I know Offset, he already talked to Migo Lingo and they got together. He let him know, like, man, me and Cardi B got you. Wherever you need to go, we gonna take you. Anytime you get into something, hit our line. Like, why is they separating each other? Like, at the end of the day, we know for a fact Takeoff was the main one who started the Migos. Coach K said that it's an empty void in his heart. Like, I want y'all to really pay attention. Takeoff, he was hit up too many times. Like, y'all got to really look at this. And for them to basically try to eliminate the fact that Lil Cam told DJ Pat, like, man, I ain't know it was going to go down that quick, man. It happened quick and fast. Like, I want y'all to really pay attention to this, man. Takeoff wasn't the only one who got sent up. It was another person who got hit up a couple times. Let y'all know, Sauce Walker, he spoke to J. Prince Sr. He spoke about Sauce Walker. He already stated that he down with everything that's going on, as far as he knows everybody who's involved and what happened with Takeoff. Offset, he pulled up. He had a few words to say. He really didn't want to say much because J. Prince Sr., he didn't want to squash the beef. He wanted to keep talking around, basically getting down to the bottom of everything that went on. So I want to let everybody know that the walls closing in on them. The plot for them to take out Takeoff, it it kind of backfired once he opened his mouth. Like everybody always say, if you from the streets, you don't talk about the streets. If you in the streets, man, stay in the streets and lay low, man, because you know for a fact that, like at the end of the day, we know for a fact, Takeoff and Quavo, they rock with the GDs from Atlanta. Everybody know for a fact that it's more people riding for Takeoff than they was riding for Jay Prince Sr. when that situation happened. I want y'all to really look at it, man, because they picking sides now. And when you start choosing and picking sides, y'all already know it's gonna be a line in the firearm. Like at the end of the day, man, get caught in the crossfire. I want everybody to know that it's a short line between everything that's going on. We gotta understand that we need to open our eyes to the fact that Offset, he know Quavo had something to do with this, and Gilly and Wallow, they vouched for it. They agreed on everything that went on. Offset, he only gave the feds what they needed to know. And I want to let y'all know that by him even coming out and basically putting everything on the table, it goes to show that. And then next thing you know, when everybody look back at the footage, you see Takeoff was talking to Quavo, whatever Quavo whispered in his ear before he got sent up. People need to go back and look at the fact that Lil Cam, he had his hands in his hoodie, man. If he would have never had his hands in his hoodie and then pulled out the blick and up and started blowing, like somebody could have saw him instantly pulling his hands out of his hoodie. This is what goes to show. Y'all got to be careful with the company you keep. That Jay Prince Sr. paid Wallow and Gilly. And the thing is, he didn't just pay one of them and did it under the table. He basically exposed the whole mob times Rico. It ain't no joke when your own people telling on you. That's why you got to be cautious of the people who you have in your inner circle. And again, this goes out to mob ties. I want to let y'all know what the feds is bringing forth to the table. A 23-page indictment stating Moneybagg Yo was the main one who basically, he gave Black Youngster the $90,000 to give to Jay Prince Jr. And it's all coincides and ties into everything that just happened with Takeoff getting sent up. I want you guys to know that Moneybagg Yo instantly, he rushed to Jay Prince Sr. He told him, like, keep my name out of it. We already got enough going on as it is. Offset not too happy about it because a lot of people heated due to the fact of one thing and one reason only. Everybody know that you got to be cautious of the people you be around. And then next thing you know, when everybody look back at the footage, you see Takeoff was talking to Quavo, whatever Quavo whispered in his ear before he got sent up. People need to go back and look at the fact that Lil Cam, he had his hands in his hoodie, man. If he would have never had his hands in his hoodie and then pulled out the blick and up and started blowing, like somebody could have saw him instantly pulling his hands out of his hoodie. This is what goes to show. Y'all got to be careful with the company you keep. Offset, he only gave the feds what they needed to know. And I want to let y'all know that by him even coming out and basically putting everything on the table, it goes to show that Jay Prince Sr. paid Wallow and Gilly. And the thing is, he didn't just pay one of them and did it under the table. He basically exposed the whole mob ties Rico. That exposing him is at its highest. I want y'all to really look at everything that Cardi B even put out there. She gave the feds everything they needed to know and basically implemented Jay Prince Sr. and what happened with Takeoff when Lil Cam ran to the car, and then next thing you know, it was a second getaway car that picked Lil Cam up. Right before Lil Cam hopped in that second getaway car, he passed the blicky to Jay Prince Sr. And Jay Prince Sr., he wiped it off with this blue towel. I want y'all to really look at what's going on because at the end of the day, it's RIP Takeoff for none because DJ Academics, he feel that Offset.
You forgot? Remember when you called up on me and I came to LA and met with you because you was nervous about your wife performing because she had them issues about using the word flute.
It's multiple people in Offset's circle who went back and ran and told J. Prince Sr. what was going on and how he felt about the whole situation with Takeoff. I want to let y'all know one thing that we need to keep in mind, that it's a lot of lives at stake. We got to be mindful of the things we do and the people we keep around us, because one slip up and all your business is out in the open, and now everybody know where you stay at, everybody know where you going, everybody know your whereabouts. If you know for a fact, RIP Takeoff before anything, we know for a fact that the Prince has been in business for a long time and a lot of people got sent up behind them. I know that a lot of people can really open their eyes and understand this is a revolving door, and we got to really pay attention to what's going on, because people know that the Prince, they took sides with Gillie and Wallow, and Gillie and Wallow, they kind of was out of line. No, they weren't kind of, they was out of line at the end of the day. Offset, it's always sad when it happened on your side of the fence, but nobody looked at it as if it was sad or showed no type of sympathy when Takeoff was laying right there. I want y'all to know one thing. They said Quavo tried to carry Takeoff to the car. I want everybody to pay attention to the fact that Offset and Quavo ain't did nothing but gain their alliance even stronger. I want y'all to know that Offset pulled up on Takeoff before this even happened. I want y'all to look at this, man. He already discussed the Takeoff. You need to watch everybody who Quavo associate himself with. Basically, because the people on the other side of the fence, they look at the Migos like they're a sweet lick. Everybody know this for a fact. And in all actual reality, again, this is no diss to nobody in Mob Ties, but from what just happened, this goes to show, like, within a matter of time, and it doesn't matter what happens, things still going to go down, especially if you from the streets. And for them already know that if you go to Houston, they got the laws where you can tote your own pistol. At the end of the day, you can have a gun on you. So a lot of people looking at Offset like, where did he get the move from? He got the move from Houston. They got local stores that's open to the public, like real talk, especially if you ain't on papers. Perhaps, do you guys really think that if Takeoff would have stayed in the studio or stayed back with QCP, that he would have never got sent up or got do you think this would have happened like that? Do you think Migo Bands would have reacted the way that he reacted? Because in all actual reality, we know for a fact Migo Bands was only protecting Takeoff. If y'all think that he was protecting Takeoff when he upped the move before they even threw a punch or anything, I want y'all to let me know. Hit the like button. I want y'all to really pay attention to the way J. Prince Sr. even jumped up and basically came at Sauce Walker and told him, like, you ain't have to show up like this, man. I told you I was gonna talk to you behind closed doors. So I'm gonna let y'all know, everybody that's involved in this, like, people playing their part. And Migo Bands, he looking at Quavo like, man, it's all because of you. You was the main one who had to open your mouth as soon as we left out the bowling alley. This all could have easily been avoided. Hey, if you're new to the channel, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Hey man, breaking news. Hey, I want to let y'all know, Sauce Walker, he spoke to J. Prince Sr. He spoke about Sauce Walker. He already stated that he down with everything that's going on, as far as he knows everybody who's involved and what happened with Takeoff. Offset, he pulled up. He had a few words to say. He really didn't want to say much because J. Prince Sr., he didn't want to squash the beef. He wanted to keep talking around, basically getting down to the bottom of everything that went on. So I want to let everybody know that the walls closing in on them. The plot for them to take out Takeoff, it kind of backfired once he opened his mouth. Like everybody always say, if you from the streets, you don't talk about the streets. If you in the streets, man, stay in the streets and lay low, man, because you know for a fact that it's people out here who want to take you out the game. And one thing that J. Prince Sr., he messed up on, he literally said out his mouth, and quote unquote, Lil' Cam should have never been at that party. But at the same time, Takeoff should have never been with Quavo. If you pay attention to it, J. Prince Sr. started tapping his bodyguard. Next thing you know, J. Prince Jr., he looked over like, Daddy, you all right? You good? Why you sweating like that? But whole time, J. Prince Sr., he already saw Sauce Walker walk in.